What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Nick with Leverage Media, and today I want to talk to you about 7 signals that Google uses that allows chiropractors to dominate their competition in the map pack. So when I say the map pack, I mean when somebody types in, chiropractor near me, there'll be the Google ads, and then there'll be a little box with a map, and there might be a Google ad at the top, and then there'll be 3 organic listings there. So that's what I mean when I talk about the map pack. This is whenever Google thinks that there is local search intent, like they are looking for a local business, they will almost always show a map pack of the 3 most relevant results that they can think of for that search. So there are a lot of different factors that go into the algorithm of what is called local SEO, which allows you to show up in the map pack and show up organically and as high as possible. So I'm going to go through the 7 that are really the most important to you showing up and really dominating the competition. A lot of the people that you're going to be competing against when it comes to those chiropractic search terms are going to be people that are maybe doing 1 or 2, but very few are really focused on all 7. So I want to talk to you about what those factors are and what you can do to improve each one of those. So the first one is going to be your Google Business Profile signals. So your Google Business Profile it used to be called Google My Business. Now they rebranded it to Google Business Profile. That is where, if you've ever logged into it, you'll see that you can, update your hours. You have a description. You have different services or products you can put in there. And then this is where your reviews are going to show up for your business. Now, there's lots of different signals, but the ones that really matter are going to be that you've filled it out, that you have linked a web page to it, that you're getting reviews, that you have your titles, and just as much of it filled out as possible so that Google knows that you are taking an effort to let them know about the business and the things that they have that allow you to show that you're consistently updating things like Google Posts, new pictures, there's a Q&A. There's lots of different things you can be doing on a regular basis to show Google that you are relevant and that you're open and that you're taking on new business. So the second most important signal is going to be your reviews. And it's not just going to be your total number of reviews, but how quality those reviews are. So most of us are, have at this point have realized the importance of getting reviews. I still think that people underestimate how important those are to people choosing you. But what makes for really good quality reviews or a good review profile with Google is not only your total number, which is important, your average ranking, so like how many stars. Anything below a 4.9 is a problem. So you want to, if you do have less than a 4.9, you really want to work to get that up there. So, it takes, I think it's 50 5-star reviews to basically wash out a 1-star review. So be sure that you're consistently getting reviews so that if you do get that inevitable 1-star review, that it doesn't impact you as much as possible. If you have 30 reviews and you get a 1-star review, it can knock you down to a 4.3, 4.4. If you have 300 reviews, it tends not to make that big of a difference because it comes out in the wash. So total numbers, average star rating. Then it gets into the recency of the reviews, the velocity of the reviews, meaning how frequently are you getting them, how new are the reviews, and then also the quality of the reviews. So Google sees a review where somebody writes, 3 or 4 paragraphs and uses a lot of keywords in that review. It sees that as a lot more of a quality review than, say, somebody who just leaves a 5-star review. So always try to encourage people when they are leaving the review to talk about what you helped them with, how they're feeling now, what their experience was like. So the more that they can put in there, the better it's going to read, because people do go and read the reviews, but it also gives Google more keywords to help you rank for. Number 3 is going to be your on-page signals. So this is going to be your website. So if you have most people that are ranking for chiropractor near me or chiropractor city state, their homepage is going to be the thing that they really want to optimize for those keywords. So if you're only a chiropractic practice, this is going to be your homepage. If you're more of an integrative practice, or if you've got lots of different services, you may want to consider having a chiropractic specific page and linking that from your Google Business Profile into your website. But your on-page signals are going to be really important to the Google Business Profile ranking well. If you've got a poor website, if you've got poor optimization, if that homepage, if that's what you're using, which I would guess probably 90% of the people listening to this would be, but if you've got poor optimization on that homepage, you're going to really struggle to outrank people that are optimized better than you. So making sure that your title tags are done well, you've got a good meta description, but then on the page itself that it's optimized so that people know that this is a chiropractor in your city, your state, and that's going to make. And if your homepage is the page that is linked from your Google Business Profile, that's going to give you the best chance to rank in that map pack. Number 4 is going to be backlinks. So this is basically votes out on the internet for your website. So backlinks are other websites that are linking into your websites. These are going to be a little bit different than citations, which I'll mention later. Citations are more of, you go out and find directories and put in your name, phone number, your name, address, and phone number. With backlinks, though, this is going to be, especially local backlinks are going to be really important. This is going to be like if you get written up in the local newspaper, they'll link to your website. If you, sponsor a T-ball team, if they have a website, they can link back to you as a sponsor. So anytime you're spending money with anyone locally, you always want to find out if there's a link opportunity with that organization's website to come back to you. If you can get a .org or a .gov is really like the end-all be-all. Those are like the most impactful backlinks because they're nonprofits and they are not they're not as easy to get. So if you're doing any work with any like government agency and they are open to giving you a backlink to your website, those are always going to be super helpful. The more backlinks you can build up, obviously, the better that is. A lot of these website companies that will build backlinks for you, they're going to be doing kind of spammy, junky backlinks that probably aren't going to make that big of a difference. But if you can start to really build those links back to your practice website locally, that's going to be a great signal for Google. Number 5 is going to be behavioral. So this is going to be how are people interacting with not only your website, but also your Google Business Profile. So a lot of the things that you fill out in your Google Business Profile are not like direct ranking factors, but they can make your listing more clickable than maybe someone else's is. And if you are getting more clicks than your competitors on your website and on your Google Business Profile, Google knows that. It's going to see you as more relevant, and it's going to be more likely to show up in the map pack when people are searching for the keywords that are important to you. Number 6 is citations. So we mentioned it a little bit earlier. The citations are going to be things that really once you've kind of built out a lot of the basics. Most website companies will do this as a service. You can hire other companies to do this for you. One thing I'll say about, citations are going to be things where they go out to like yellowpages.com. No one ever uses yellowpages.com or yellowpagesus.com. I mean, there's just a million of them. They don't get used a lot. They're not going to drive a lot of traffic, but it's just one more signal out in the internet that Google can use that you are a real business. So this is going to be, if you've ever heard of NAP, name, address, phone number, that's what this is going to be, is making sure that your name, address, phone number, and your website are all all similar across the web. So your name should be spelled exactly the same way. If you change your name, you have to go back and update those listings. Your address should be done exactly as similar as it possibly can. Google's gotten a little bit looser on that than they used to be. It used to be like if you were Suite A, you would have to, if it's spelled out on your Google Business Profile as Suite A and then on some citation it's STE A, that would be a problem. Now Google's gotten smart enough to where they can realize that that's the same thing. But just being consistent, especially if you move or if you change your name, updating those listings so that Google does know that this is still the same business. And the last one, and this is the one you probably have the least control over, is called personalization. So this is if someone is searching for chiropractor Springfield, Illinois, their search history if they visited the website before, kind of like Google's taking in all of these different signals it knows about the searcher to show what it thinks is going to be the most relevant to them. Now, the one area that you do have control over when it comes to the personalization is if you are creating content, and this is why all of this stuff working together is so important. If you are creating content out on social media and say that person that is now doing a search, chiropractor near me, if they've clicked through to your website a couple of times and they haven't clicked through to any other chiropractor's website in the past, that is going to be a great signal for Google to use to personalize these results to them, because there's so little being done on a local level that if you just do anything that makes you more relevant in Google's eyes, it tends to reward you because they want to show people the results that are going to be the most relevant to them. So if you've gotten, say, 3 visits from this person that is searching to your website because you ran some blogs and you pushed it out there and they were interested, but maybe they couldn't remember your name, Google is going to be more likely to pop you up at the top than somebody that they've never visited before. So that is one way that you can have a little bit of control, but it's still going to be very personalized to that individual searcher's proximity to different offices and all these other things that Google knows about the searcher. So the one thing that you can control is how much content you're creating. So these 7 factors, each one of them has its own strategy. And so the reason why we take such a comprehensive approach in my practice as well as with our clients is because all of these signals all start to add up. All these little improvements and optimizations really start to make a big difference over time. If you just are focused on tactics, then, like for example, they just kind of de-emphasized how much the name of the business matters for the ranking. It used to be like if you had the city and chiropractor or chiropractic in the name of your business, you were very likely to rank anytime somebody looked for chiropractor city state. People were even starting to rename their businesses like dentist near me or chiropractor near me. I haven't seen chiropractor near me, but I've seen a dentist near me. And they in Google's last big algorithm update for the map pack, they almost eliminated that benefit because people were taking advantage of it. So when you focus on little tactics like that and you're always trying to stay one step ahead of Google, it probably works for a little while, but it can cut you off at the knees pretty quickly. So when you focus on all of these signals that are really around doing things the right way and using best practices, you're going to be a whole lot more successful in the long run. So hopefully you found this helpful, and we'll see you on the next one.